Transition projects gives people the tools to come off the streets to move towards permanent housing.
People come to get real basic services, get a shower, do their laundry, you can have your mail sent here, use the computer.
I think a huge part of what makes transition projects different is the fact that we employ so many people that have lived experience.
Well, the mentor program is a big part of my recovery. I'm giving back to the community because it was freely given to me.
It not only helped me get a job, it helped me change my career path.
Being a part of transition projects, whether that's as a donor or a volunteer or a staff member, you're really giving back fundamentally what every human being deserves to have, and that's a safe, healthy place to live.
What does transition projects mean to me? It means I get to live my life on purpose.
Hello and welcome to Transition Project's celebration of impact.
We're coming to you live and safe from Cinerent West in Portland, Oregon. I'm Paul Soucy, this is Jonna Wells, and we'll be your hosts for this dynamic evening.
Wherever you are in the world tonight, thank you for joining this virtual community of champions for transition projects.
And we are having a worldwide house party right now with my good friend DJ Julius. DJ Julius Major bringing his own special mix to our festivities, here, there, everywhere, because tonight we are celebrating together.
Speaking of celebrating, Paul, did you know that even though we are not together in person, our longtime catering partner, Chef's Table, still prepared and delivered more than 250 meals right now to attendees at home, and they are having the complete at-home gala experience tonight. Even COVID can't keep us down. For over 50 years, Transition Projects has helped people who are experiencing homelessness move into housing. And tonight you'll see how that happens through an integrated three-pronged approach of outreach, shelter, and housing.
You'll meet some of our neighbors who've gone through that experience, thanks to your life-changing and life-saving support.
And you'll also hear some inspiring messages from Oregon Governor Kate Brown and Senator Jeff Merkley, plus our board chair Kate Lieber and Executive Director George Devendorf.
Above all, and despite this unique time of careful distancing, we will engage you with the lives we serve together every day, thanks to your faithful support. COVID-19 has affected our operations in all kinds of ways, and it's created new challenges that we never dreamed of, but it has not altered our commitment to helping people meet their basic needs and helping them regain and helping them retain housing. We see success every day, and we're thrilled to celebrate that success here with you.
As we begin tonight's celebrated showcase of support for transition projects, we'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you to every supporter that has championed for transition projects throughout the last 50 years. You have truly helped to build this program, and you've generously encouraged and inspired many thousands of beneficiaries over the decades. And we want to extend a big thank you as well to our event sponsors for making this interactive night possible. Thank you for your generosity.
And now, we proudly introduce our first special guest, Transition Projects Board Chair, Kate Lieber.
Thank you, Jonna and Paul, and thank you, our community of supporters, for joining us in this special event. I'm so glad to see so many of our supporters logging in and showing up, as you do every year. And I'm thrilled to welcome so many first-time guests from both near and far to our celebration. The virtual nature of this event opens up a whole new world. Some of you are dressed up, some of you are in your pajamas, some a combination of the two, and it's all good. Transition Projects is now in its 51st year of helping people move from homelessness to housing. The continued selfless giving of people like you through those years makes this moment possible. Tonight is about paying it forward, because your support this evening will empower our essential work in the years ahead. Each year, we connect nearly 10,000 people with the tools, resources, and encouragement they need to get back into housing. We do this through our dedicated, passionate, hardworking staff, many of whom have experienced homelessness themselves, and through our innovative, practical solutions. Tonight's program will show you what that looks like in practice and how it impacts the truly remarkable people we serve. But before we go there, we need to acknowledge our current crisis, the ongoing crisis which speaks to all of us, and to the mission and purpose of the agency we're celebrating this evening. I can't stop thinking about the recent events of police brutality and America's long history of racial violence. Over the past few weeks, the killings of Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd, and the racist confrontation of Christian Cooper reflect a fear many Black and brown people have known throughout their lives. Like my colleagues on the board and across Transition Projects team, I'm angry and I'm heartbroken. But my anger and heartbreak do nothing without action. And I refuse to sit silently and be complicit in the violent and racist systems that continue to marginalize, endanger, and deem Black and brown people as disposable. So many of the systems that define American culture are rooted in the oppression of people of color. And homelessness is just one very visible example of how America is failing the Black and brown community. We know that homelessness disproportionately impacts people of color. And we at TPI are committed to making real change and taking action to support racial justice on all fronts. It's why we're here. But before we continue with our work this evening, I'm inviting each of us to consider how you can work to support racial justice, fight for equality and inclusion, and dismantle the legacy and systems of white supremacy in American life. You know, if COVID has taught us anything, it's that we're all connected. I can't look away from the brutality and the systemic racism against Black and brown people in the United States. And not looking away right now means opening up a dialogue and encouraging you to do the same. You don't have to be comfortable with the topic of race or know how to have a conversation about it. None of us are experts. But what we can do is be open, vulnerable, listen hard, and take action. We're all impacted by the senseless killings, and I believe we should all be trying to find our voice. This is about our collective humanity. It's about showing up and not looking away. Let's raise our communal voices to effect real change in our society. Lives depend on it. We can begin tonight by taking one specific and important step, helping people transition from homelessness to housing. Thank you so much for being with us here tonight.
Pajarito, pajarillo, pajarillo soñador, vete cruzando fronteras. Tú que con tus alas alto vuelas ya llevas la bendición. Cuando tomaste la decisión y vete cruzando fronteras, que siempre es mejor lo que te espera. Ave taciturna que cansada de caminar estás y vas con esa ilusión que te da el andar. Vete cruzando veredas, fronteras, en amaneceres o nocturna, tú que con tus alas alto vuelas. Dios está entre tú y el viento, cuando escuchaste a tu lamento, que es el que te lleva a volar. Oh, qué bien te llevará a matar, cántale mi ruiseñor, que no tienes nada que perder, no te dejes del opresor, que quiero ver tu alma arder. Sueña siempre, siempre en grande, nunca te detengas. Volar, soñar es gratis y el alma solo busca estar en paz. Tu alma solo busca la libertad. Opa. Anda y vuela y pajarillo, siéntete como un chiquillo, piensa que ya eres divino, que tu esencia es como el vino. A donde quiera que tú vayas, sepas que volar es tu destino y que al arriesgar tus alas solo vas por buen camino. Vuela y sueña, pajarillo, recuerda esos bríos como cuando eras un chiquillo. Vete cruzando la esfera, que siempre es mejor y será mejor lo que te espera. En tu jornada siempre será mejor lo que te espera. Pajarito y belige, que tú ya eres soñador, y vete volando sincero, que se va acabando tu calor. Vuela y nunca te detengas, que en el viento no hay fronteras. Vuela aunque ya nunca vengas, como si la vida parieras.
Hello, Governor Kate Brown here. Last year I had so much fun celebrating with you in person at the Transition Project's IMPACT Gala. I want to thank so many of you for showing up this year, virtually of course, for Oregonians struggling with housing insecurity. As many of you know, housing and housing instability are issues that are near and dear to my heart. My goal as your governor is to make sure that everyone in our state has the opportunity to thrive. And that means having a warm, safe, dry, affordable, and accessible place to call home. We all know that many hardworking Oregonians are struggling, particularly with housing costs. In wake of this global pandemic, the work being done by Transition Projects is so critically important. I've been very impressed by how quickly Transition Projects has been able to make necessary adjustments to protect everyone involved in the organization's work, while keeping all of its major programs up and running. As we look ahead, it's clear that the demand for these services will only increase, and that's where you all come in. With your support, Transition Projects will continue to meet new challenges and adapt to changing needs in the year ahead. I wish the Transition Projects team all the best in its ongoing work of ensuring that our youth, families, and veterans have a warm, safe, dry place to call home. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Brown. Good evening, friends. We're honored that you've chosen to join this year's gala, Small Screen Edition. Tonight is a celebration, but it's a tough time to be celebrating. I'd love to share with you all an insightful, eloquent, and inspiring perspective on our world today. Sadly, I am not up to that task, not even close. Like many of you, I'm still trying and struggling to make sense of this moment. Between a killer global pandemic and our country finally seeming ready to pull back the veil on police brutality and systemic racism, I find myself wondering, how can we hold a fundraiser right now? In the midst of all this pain, uncertainty, anguish, and long overdue soul searching, how can Transition Projects be asking for money? Fortunately, I do feel up to the task of answering that question. Simply put, how can we not ask for your help right now? With COVID-19 taking a particularly devastating toll on those living in poverty and on people of color across our community, and with African Americans accounting for 4 out of every 10 Americans experiencing homelessness, with African Americans showing up in poverty at a rate nearly 2.5 times that of white people. Transition Projects is a mission-driven organization, but as hard as we try, we cannot succeed in our mission of ending homelessness unless and until we, as a community, succeed in dismantling the systemic forms of racism and discrimination that drive people, especially people of color, into poverty and then keep them there generation after generation. But tonight, we want you to see what we see every day. We'll show you what success looks like for people fighting to end their homelessness, get back into housing, and move forward in their lives. These journeys are challenging and painful. They are often marked by setbacks along the way. But with the right help at the right time, we know that people can accomplish truly extraordinary things. And when you meet some of these folks tonight, I hope you'll understand why we're asking for your support. Asking not in spite of all that's going on in the world right now, but precisely because of it. We can and must do better for our neighbors experiencing homelessness, and with your help, I know we will.
Greetings, I'm Senator Jeff Merkley, and thank you for joining in tonight's celebration. I'm honored to have this opportunity to lend my support to Transition Projects because their team is incredibly effective in multiple areas where much more help is needed. That includes expanding access to decent, affordable housing for those coming out of homelessness and caring for our veterans who have fallen on hard times. Our vets have stood up for us, and we have to stand up for them. Quality, affordable housing is one of the strongest foundations for thriving individuals and thriving families. That's why, from my early days working on affordable housing in Portland to my time in the state legislature and now in the U.S. Senate, I pushed for the policies and the funding needed to create a decent home in a decent community for every family in need. All of you at Transition Projects are deeply engaged in that mission. Just look at what you've accomplished with your newest project in North Portland. Thanks to the co-housing approach that you've embraced, you've been able to achieve rents below $300 per month at a time when rising rents are far outpacing people's incomes. Way to go. That is the kind of innovation that is going to help us in our work to expand housing opportunities for low-income Americans. In addition, Transition Projects is the largest provider of services to veterans experiencing homelessness in the Portland metro area. Each year, you help hundreds of vets regain stability, get back into housing, and stay in that housing. You help get them back on their feet, and all of us are so grateful to you for your efforts. I fought for funding for the VASH vouchers and grants for the wraparound services Transition Projects has used to support our homeless vets, and I will keep right on doing so. There's no question that we still have a lot of work to do when it comes to putting roofs over the heads of our veterans and other struggling Oregonians. But Portland is making real progress, and it's because of the great work of agencies like Transition Projects. To succeed, they need the generous support of their friends and their community. And I encourage everyone to support Transition Projects in their programs and in their essential work.
Thank you, Senator Merkley, Governor Brown, Edna, George, and Kate for joining in tonight's chorus of support for Transition Projects.
As the senator said, Transition Projects is the largest provider of homeless services to veterans in Portland. We're also the largest provider of shelter services in the state of Oregon and one of the few providers of shelters for couples in the whole nation. Every day, our resource center connects more than 500 people with vital services, including shelter, showers, laundry, mail, health care, and so much more.
And every year, Transition Project's expert staff connect nearly 10,000 people with the tools and resources and encouragement that they need to get back into housing.
And every year, more than 1,000 people make that transition successfully.
Transition Projects empowers the most vulnerable residents within our community. And here and now, we'd like to invite all of you joining us from home tonight to join us in empowering their continued efforts to deliver life-saving and life-changing assistance to people experiencing homelessness.
Incredibly, we've already received over $120,000 in advance giving. Jonna, that's amazing.
Incredible.
I cannot wait to thank these generous donors and you, their incoming partners, throughout the evening.
And the support continues on, friends. The Transition Projects Board has joined together to inspire viewers at home tonight to extend their support for Transition Projects. Here, during our broadcast, they will be matching the first $35,000 raised here and now. Again, during tonight's broadcast, the board will be matching up to $35,000 of support. So when you're ready to join in this inspiring and generous matching challenge tonight, presented by the Transition Projects Board, simply visit us at www.2020auction.org/bid. From there, you can click the Start Bidding button in the upper right-hand corner and follow the prompts to register. You could also phone us at 503-280-4741.
For all you treasure seekers, fear not. Our annual auction tradition continues. Now we're just online and we're virus-free. Just follow the auction link to explore the items and start your bidding. Both the auction and the donation links, those will remain active until 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time this Sunday, June 14th.
And now, while you prepare to join in tonight's generous showcase of virtual giving and vital giving, let's show you what happens when you support the shelter, housing, and outreach provided by Transition Projects.
I look back to 2014 and wonder, how did I survive? How did I climb out of that deep, dark hole that I was in after facing domestic violence and then facing not being able to house myself? When you're on the streets, there's no safety and security. Nobody teaches you how to be homeless. Who do you go to? How do you get help? I mean, once you're down, how do you get back up? Transition Projects, it was the thing that brought me back. Getting connected to Jean's Place shelter for women. Without that shelter, I would have given up on myself. I would not have been able to go on because I really needed the support of staff who were knowledgeable dealing with people with my severe case of trauma and the inability to help myself. Without Transition Projects, I would not be here. My photography is just using my experience as a voice for others. I took the photo of the person sitting on the steps with their belongings in downtown Portland about a year after I transitioned out of the shelter. And it was one of those moments where I'm like, that could have been me. People that looked like they were dying on our streets in America. I never thought a door would open for me and the light would shine on me. And not only could I help myself, but then I could turn around and help other people. I really thank Transition Projects for giving me some of those cinder blocks to build my foundation so that right now I can be a rock for other people as they struggle.
Jennifer is a rock and a light, and just one of the reasons I've been part of Transition Projects for 15 years. I'm Stacy Bork, Senior Director of Programs. In 2005, I joined the graveyard shift at Jean's Place, the first of its kind women's shelter in Northeast Portland. I love my job still because every day something good happens at Transition Projects. Someone finally gets the medication they need. A couple and their treasured dog find shelter for the first time. A veteran and her family move back into housing. Every day, a person like Jennifer sets her feet on a foundation to rebuild her life. Living on the streets is hard. It's exhausting, dangerous, chaotic, and traumatic. They had housing before, and they'll get back there again, but life's challenges, past trauma, and sometimes a loss of hope get in the way. So in partnership with Multnomah County and the City of Portland, we operate 9 shelters to help people come in off the streets. We provide them the safety and space they need to catch their breath and regain stability in their lives. But not everyone needs shelter. Many people experiencing homelessness will find a way back to housing without it. But for those who do need it, shelter is invaluable. Our shelters welcome people as they are, day and night, into a safe, clean, dry, warm environment. Staff greet guests by name, ask how their day was, talk about struggles, and encourage them to follow their dreams and take steps towards their goals. Shelter guests access housing case management, tenant education, job search support, and health and wellness support services. Every night, 800 people sleep in our shelters. Women, men, couples, non-binary people, veterans, and their pets have a safe place to sleep off the streets. Shelter is not a destination. It's a launch pad to the next step, and for some, that's housing. For others, it's reconnecting with family or getting much-needed health care. When people come into our shelters, they receive a different experience. They know they are seen, heard, and cared for. And for so many of those we serve, shelters are an essential resource along their journey from homelessness to housing.
Thank you so much, Stacy. And well said. Friends, you are part of this vital journey as well. So join us here and now with a contribution of support at any level of giving that inspires you. We invite you to grab another device, perhaps it's your phone, or open another window in your browser, and then visit the website shown on screen here and now, which again is www.2020auction.org/bid. You can also use the phone number showing on screen to connect with Transition Projects and share your contributions. Those gifts can be presented throughout tonight's online giving platform, or can be phoned in directly, again, and presented to one of our operators standing by.
I've served frontline in the Transition Project shelters, and it's some of the most important life-saving work that I've ever done. I've seen 20-year street vets come in, addicted, self-harming, and then after finally receiving the care that they've needed for so long, they transition to a stable independence that's nearly unrecognizable in the best way. I've seen an 80-year-old woman suddenly homeless, stunned by her circumstances. She wouldn't have lasted 48 hours on the streets, but she found safety with us. She was nurtured by the other women in the shelter, and she found housing just a few months later.
And as Stacy said, shelter is a launch pad that helps people move to housing. And we're honored to highlight the giving from so many community friends that are joining us on this generous journey of support tonight for Transition Projects. Before we kicked off tonight's event, Comcast demonstrated their support for Transition Projects with a gift of $30,000. So our incredibly sincere thanks for the generosity of Comcast support tonight. Thank you.
Joining Comcast in advance is an anonymous donor who pre-committed their support of Transition Projects with a gift of $25,000. Thank you so much.
That's fantastic, Paul. And we're thrilled to announce that Transition Projects Emeritus Board members Doug and Trudy Walta also contributed a gift. Friends, they presented a gift of $20,000 in support of Transition Projects. Thank you, Doug and Trudy. You know, this advance outpouring of support is absolutely incredible, but a continuation of that generous support is truly needed here and now to further empower our efforts to meet this evening's generous $35,000 on-air matching challenge presented by the Transition Projects Board.
$15,000 makes a tremendous difference for Transition Projects. Thank you so much to longtime supporters Gary and Janie Hibbler, who pre-committed a donation of $15,000. A gift from you for that amount would feed 75 people for 3 full months.
And a gift of $10,000, perhaps that's a level of giving that inspires your support tonight. That could provide 6 months of rent assistance for 2 veteran families, which, by the way, 70% of veterans housed remain in housing an additional 12 months and beyond after subsidy ends, thanks to the generous support of each of you joining us tonight. Thank you to our longtime supporter, Northwest Natural, for donating $10,000 in support of transition projects.
Your gift of $5,000 could provide 20 move-in kits of basic items for previously homeless folks who are moving into a small apartment. So a huge thanks to Umpqua Bank, the Robert D. and Marcia H. Randall Charitable Trust, and our own Transition Project's Executive Director, George Devendorf, and his wife, Susan Romansky, who have each joined us at the $5,000 level tonight.
You can multiply the generous impact of gifts showcased by Comcast, the Waltas and the Hibblers, by Northwest Natural, Umpqua Bank, the Randall Charitable Trust, and George and Susan by joining us right here and now. Again, just use the on-screen link to present a donation at any level of giving that inspires your support and champion for the work of transition projects.
And while you consider presenting those celebrated gifts, here's a look at Transition Project's latest endeavor, the one that Senator Merkley mentioned earlier, and the effect it's already having, thanks to your generous donations.
It started in 2013. Me and my dogs lived in a van that we had. And then that broke down, and we just lived on the streets since then.
When I got out of the service, man, I was by myself. I was on the street for 30 years. Hard time, bad times. And you start wearing down where you don't trust nobody, you don't want nothing. You just give up.
I had to find something because I knew something had to break. I just looked at the resources, found transition projects, and went there.
When Doreen's place brought me here, I thought I was dreaming. I woke up in the morning and said, man, how'd I get here?
When I first walked into the room, I had to hold back the tears because I was so excited about it.
This place is amazing. I got my own bed, I got a shower, I got a bathtub, I got a mirror, and I can cook my own meals here. It's beautiful, man.
When you walk into it, it feels like home. I mean, this environment helps me move up in the world.
If you get housing where you can sleep at night and get perfect rest, you want to change the way you live. You want to walk around and find you a job.
It's just a really nice community that I've seen. It gives you a better feeling about yourself. That's what people need.
Now I got a roof over my head. My rent's paid on time. I do what I'm supposed to be doing, and now I'm living. 30 years ago, I couldn't say none of this. I didn't have the heart. I didn't trust nobody.
Argyle Gardens is like heaven to me because it gives you a chance to become somebody again.
You can't do it by yourself, because without you guys, this place wouldn't exist.
There's a lot of people out there that are like me and need just a foot in the door to get somewhere. I'm really fortunate to have gotten that chance because that's what helped me. And I don't know where I'd be today if I didn't have that help to do so.
Every year, we help more than 1,000 people move from homelessness to housing. But to maintain that pace, we must have safe, clean, affordable housing. Most of the people we serve transition to apartments in the commercial rental market. Transition Projects owns the Barbara Mayer Apartments in North Portland for women in recovery and manages the Clark Annex in Southeast for men. And now we're thrilled to have a third resource in the Kenton neighborhood. Argyle Gardens is a beautiful example of what can be done through creative thinking, careful planning, and generous support. It's a bold step forward in the national effort to design, build, and maintain deeply affordable housing. It also hosts on-site services to help residents find and connect to resources and support them in building community. When you're sleeping outside or in a shelter bed, finding housing often takes a tremendous amount of effort, persistence, and hope. Once folks move into housing, we remain engaged providing the follow-up services critical to successful housing placements and ensuring that once housed, people stay housed. You've just seen how this looks and what it means for the people at Argyle Gardens. Thank you for helping us bring this dream to reality. Would you consider helping our vision grow some more?
Jonna, I've been to Argyle Gardens, and it's amazing. It's 72 units, on-site support services for the residents. We need more. We need a lot more just like it.
So if you feel inspired and you'd like to empower the work of Transition Projects, join this growing chorus of generous support and reach out to us with a gift at any level of giving that inspires your support. And you can phone us via the number listed below. You can visit our donation website right now. And again, that website is www.2020auction.org/bid.
And remember, the first $35,000 to come in during our broadcast tonight will be doubled thanks to a matching grant from the Transition Projects Board. So that's $70,000 to support the work of Transition Projects.
And Paul, I'm being told that we are close to meeting that matching challenge. We only have 15 gifts needed to meet that matching challenge. So friends, click that donate button. Again, that $35,000 matching challenge for this on-air broadcast is happening right now. Your gift of $2,500, perhaps that level of giving inspires you. A gift of $2,500 could move a single woman from the streets into housing. And thanks to tonight's on-air matching challenge presented by the Transition Projects Board, your generous gift will be doubled, again, creating even more impact to stabilize a household on the verge of homelessness. A big thanks to Tom Cody for presenting a gift of $2,500 this evening. Thank you, Tom.
A gift of $1,000 could pay for one overnight shelter bed for 30 days.
Paul, I'm excited to announce that the Ed Cadero Fund of the Oregon Community Foundation wishes to champion for the work of Transition Projects tonight. During this broadcast, they will generously match the first 30 gifts of $1,000 tonight, a matching challenge totaling $30,000 for this level of giving alone. And again, that's just one sensational example of the generous support being showcased tonight for Transition Projects.
That's incredible. Stephen Gomez, the J.D. Fulweiler Company, Harold Goldstein, and Carol Streeter, thank you all so much for your $1,000 donations. Gifts that have now doubled in size and support thanks to the Ed Cadero Fund.
Perhaps you'd like to consider a gift of $750 tonight, which could connect 10 people to the identification that they need to return to work, while providing another 250 men and women with a haircut.
Jonna, do we have any more updates on giving so far tonight?
Yes, in fact, we are seeing a surge of support continuing to roll in here tonight. Again, we're just 15 gifts away from meeting our matching challenge, our first matching challenge. We have gifts coming in from Betsy and Rich Reese tonight, Laura Stepp, Grace Chang, Jennifer Hutchinson. The gifts continue to roll in, friends. So if you are feeling inspired to join this chorus of support, again, phone us now or visit our website here showing on your screen. Click that donate button and champion for the work of Transition Projects.
That's so fantastic. Please keep those gifts coming. And we'll take a look at the third and final impact we're celebrating tonight. This is outreach. The transition from homelessness to housing is a journey. Outreach is where it all starts.
Some people think that I'm crazy for doing my job, but I love my job. I love being able to help people. I love being able to let them know that there's something out there for you. You just got to be ready to accept it.
Outreach to me is being able to meet people where they're at and understand where they are within their crises, dealing with homelessness, domestic violence, substance abuse, mental difference.
Outreach is coming in contact with the homeless population, supplying them with things they need: tents, sleeping bags,
water, socks, hygiene kit, sack lunches, we get them with that, get them with clothing, shelter referral.
Trying to let them know that they're not out there alone, making them understand that there are options that are available to them to try to help bring them out of their crises.
Going out in a team, everybody has something different that they can offer. Dorian is the calm one. Kelly is our little spice. Ian, he's the one we go to get us fired up for the day. On my team, we do have people that have experienced being homeless and having addictions.
I'm able to meet one-on-one with folks knowing full well that I can relate and engage them in their experience because I was once there myself.
And let them know, like, I've been out here and I've been homeless and I've struggled with drug addiction and there's a way out. Like, you're not stuck.
You can't reach these people if you can't have the same feel, the same talk, the same walk as them. So I feel like my team is the dream team. We get it done. That's how I feel. El equipo lo más mejor en todo el mundo. It's the best team in the world.
Today was a great day. It was so upbeat and so uplifting, talking to all those people who needed things, who wanted shelter, or who just wanted water for the day. We actually got 3 couples and a single male into shelter today. We had all of our shelter beds filled up by 10 o'clock this morning.
When I get somebody into a shelter and, you know, see them like a week later or a couple days later and they're like, man, thank you so much.
I see them, they're clean cut, they look nice, they smell good, they have shower, food, they got a little bit of weight on them, so they're like, thank you. Because of you guys, I'm off of the streets.
I ran into a guy, didn't recognize him, but he came up to me and was like, thank you. I'm housed, I'm doing my own thing, I'm working full time, and now it's time for me to try to give back. If I could have did a cartwheel, I would have. Like, I was so happy knowing that I was able to help change their lives around. Hard days are not being able to help somebody that was asking for help as far as like shelter and not having the availability. COVID has created a very big challenge for us. We were having to take some of our people out of shelter because we needed to do the distance. There's a lot of places that are not open for our population. We have to figure out how can we help them. It'll be so much easier if we can get funding to help more people than the few people that we do help.
It helps us reach out more people. Helps us to touch bases more and provide the services that people need.
People should give because each and every one of us is only a breath away from experiencing these exact same crises.
We're not going to be able to do it all by ourselves. And the more people that we have, the more people that we can help.
Donate to us, Transition Projects, helps us expand. Having a blanket over the city, having a blanket of providing services. Donate to us, we get it done.
The transition from homelessness to housing often begins with getting your basic needs met. That can happen directly through street outreach or when people come into the Transition Projects Resource Center. Our center assists over 500 people a day with hygiene services, mail, computers, clothing, and connections to shelter, housing, and healthcare. For those who don't make it into the Resource Center, our outreach teams hit the streets and sidewalks of Multnomah County every day. Working in teams, we visit people sleeping on the streets, in tents, in parks, and in vehicles. We carry packs with hygiene supplies, survival gear, food, and real connections to resources. We meet people where they are and help them take the next step forward on their path to housing. Most outreach staff have lived experience of homelessness. It's uncommon for such life history to be celebrated, but here, it's extremely valuable. It gives them credibility as they talk to people who are sleeping and surviving outside, encouraging them, establishing goals. Hey, last week you said you were ready to fill out that housing application. Is today the day? Persistence is key, because it often takes multiple visits to their camp for people to feel comfortable and confident to take the next step. That connection comes from someone who cares and keeps showing up. Meanwhile, our outreach teams report back daily so we can advocate for the needs and risks of those on the street. The resiliency of people experiencing homelessness is incredible. The more we show up and show folks that we care about them, the greater chance we have to support their goals, help them meet their needs, and deliver on our mission and values. I've been leaning in and showing up for 15 years. Transition Projects has been at it since 1969. We are not about to stop.
That's right, Stacey. Transition Projects carries on, and they are not about to stop. Indeed, now into its 6th decade with results-driven work, empowering individuals with the services, resources, and tools that they need to end their homelessness, secure housing, and maintain that housing. And the generous support that you at home are showcasing here tonight helps propel these efforts forward.
But we're nearing the end of this fundraising program, so now is your best chance to give directly to this essential organization, and we help the people of Portland move from homelessness to housing. You can be a force for good, just like our daily outreach teams that fan out across the city. Those folks are like Jedi Knights. They are helping people where they are. They're inviting them into shelter. They are sparking those transitions into housing.
And we've seen such a generous showcase of support here tonight, Paul.
You got an update.
Oh, I always have an update, friends. I'm excited to announce that we are so close to meeting our Ed Cadero Fund's matching challenge. In fact, we want to say thank you to so many generous friends who are joining us right here and now, presenting those gifts of $1,000. Eric Hunter, thank you so much. Karen Weiss joining us tonight with a gift of $1,000. Megan Brown, hello to you, Megan. Thank you for championing for Transition Projects tonight. Julie Mancini is joining us tonight. Hello, Julie. Thank you, thank you. Amy Frazee, James Hine is joining in this chorus of support tonight with a gift of $1,000. Terry Sleed, Carrie Smith Slingerland, Catherine Wilson. Thank you, Catherine. Jeff Miller is joining us here tonight as well. Dr. Robert Glickman joining us to champion for Transition Projects. Thank you. Dara Wessling, thank you, thank you. And that support continues on. Again, we've had 21 gifts presented tonight at the $1,000 level. And again, as Paul and I mentioned, the Ed Cadero Fund is matching those gifts tonight up to $30,000. So friends, continue to showcase that support tonight. And we have more gifts coming in, Paul. My goodness. Elizabeth Lyon has just given a gift of $5,000 tonight. Thank you. Christine Vernier is giving a gift of $5,000, as are our friends at Legacy Health. Legacy, thank you for championing for the work of Transition Projects tonight.
Great work, everybody. Keep those gifts coming in, please. We will keep this party rolling.
Your gift of $500 tonight, perhaps that level of giving inspires you. A gift of $500 could mobilize 10 people to get to and from their first 2 weeks at a new job.
When someone's ready to move into their new apartment, your $250 donation could help them buy the essentials that they need to thrive in their new environment.
And a gift of $100 could wash and dry 100 loads of laundry for people sleeping outside.
Or it could cover the cost of 100 showers, plus the hygiene items.
Clearly, any gift showcased tonight at any level of giving is going to affect someone's life in a profoundly positive way now and into the future. So please, friends, join this virtual community of support. Make those gifts happen right here and now.
Jonna, what do you say we check in one more time with our online giving and see how we're doing on our 2 matching challenges?
Absolutely. So friends, we've got more gifts coming in at the $1,000 level of giving here and now. Sherry Swackhammer joining us with a gift of $1,000. Thank you so much. Andre Martin joining us with a gift of $1,000. We are so closely approaching our matching challenge goal here and now. John Carter and Monique Ballagrin joining us here tonight with a gift of $1,000 as well. Keep those contributions rolling in tonight to champion for the work of Transition Projects. We have support continue. My goodness, our donation feed that Paul and I are seeing here tonight continues to surge with support. We have Linda Forker joining us, Chris Minton, Bruce Prunk, thank you so much. Bernard Berzak, thank you. Mark Schlesinger, Elisa Kingeyer, thank you so much. David and Deborah Russell joining this chorus of support tonight. John Drucker, Bernard Bernard LeBow, thank you. Lindsay Kepley, thank you so much. Sandy McDonough, thank you. The North Star Foundation joining us tonight to champion for transition projects. Thank you all so much for that continued support. You know, friends, keep giving through Sunday. Continue to showcase that support. Again, we are hoping that we make those matching challenges happen tonight.
That is so incredible. Please don't forget the auction. There's amazing goods and services still available for every winning bid.
Thank you all so very much for your support of transition projects. Your participation is essential today and every day of the year.
Together, we're making a difference in this beautiful and needful home of ours.
Thank you, Paul and Jana. George, I am so excited by the results so far and so proud of the impact the Transition Projects team accomplishes every day.
Kate, we couldn't do it without the support of all those taking part tonight. The funds we've raised are a resounding shout out to our team and to the fight against homelessness in our community.
Yes, and because we know that many supporters might not have been able to join us live this evening, we're extending the time window, offering everyone the chance to contribute. Anyone can call us up to 8 p.m. tonight or log in at our donation link to donate or bid on auction packages through 5 p.m. this Sunday.
On behalf of our hundreds of team members and volunteers, plus the nearly 10,000 people we serve each year, thank you for your support of Transition Projects.
As we said earlier, our world abounds in frustrating "what can I do to help" challenges. Equity in housing for all our neighbors must be addressed now. Tonight, we made a start. Your donation today will change our community tomorrow. Together, we'll continue helping thousands of our most vulnerable neighbors move from homelessness to housing. Because together, we are Transition Projects. Thank you.
Thank you all so very much for the incredibly generous support that you've showcased thus far. And again, our online auction and opportunities to continue championing for transition projects is available until 5 p.m. on Sunday. So continue to celebrate the work of transition projects. Continue to click that donate button. I'm going to give a gift of $1,000 to champion for the work of transition projects and celebrate this sensational matching challenge from the Ed Cadero Fund. If you'd like to showcase that support tonight, again, click that donate button tonight.
The work of transition projects wouldn't be possible without your support. As you saw tonight, this work is being done by people, real human beings, just like you and me. We are so grateful for all of the partner organizations and workplace volunteers who provide meals and clothing donations for so many of our programs on an ongoing basis. We're grateful for the individuals and families who come back and volunteer for the emergency winter shelters every year, no matter how severe the snowpocalypse. But above all, we are so grateful. We are so grateful to the staff of Transition Projects. They have met all the challenges of this year and throughout the previous 50 years of our organization with profound compassion and courage. Truly, our staff save lives every day. Thank you all for your generosity and dedication.
Now, to sing us home, please welcome back the incomparable Edna Vasquez. Good night.
To be alive, but it seems like we are walking dead. Oh yeah, try to figure it out, but each day is a new day. Oh yeah, here we are, walking by the same trail. We are home, oh yeah. We are home, this is home. welcome home, oh yeah, yeah. We try to figure it out as we keep walking by, oh yeah. This harsh and heavy trail. If everything's a choice, we should know and rejoice. 'Cause this is home, this is home. Welcome home, oh yeah, yeah. Walking by, walking by, walking, same trail. Walking by, walking by, walking, the same trail. Ooh, 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 ooh. Pajarito, pajarillo, pajarillo soñador, vete cruzando fronteras. Tú que con tus alas alto vuelas, ya llevas la bendición. Cuando tomaste la decisión, vete cruzando fronteras, que siempre es mejor lo que te espera. Ave taciturna que cansada de caminar estás y vas con esa ilusión que te da el andar. Vete cruzando veredas, fronteras, en amaneceres o nocturna, tú que con tus alas alto vuelas. Dios está entre tú y el viento, cuando escuchaste a tu lamento, que es el que te lleva a volar. Oh, qué bien te llevará a matar, cántale mi ruiseñor, que no tienes nada que perder, no te dejes del opresor, que quiero ver tu alma arder. Sueña siempre, siempre en grande, nunca te detengas, volar, soñar es gratis y el alma solo busca estar en paz, tu alma solo busca la libertad. Anda y vuela y pajarillo, siéntete como un chiquillo, piensa que ya eres divino, que tu esencia es como el vino, a donde quiera que tú vayas, sepas que volar es tu destino y que al arriesgar tus alas, solo vas por buen camino. Sueña, pajarillo, recuerda esos bríos como cuando eras un chiquillo. Vete cruzando la esfera, que siempre es mejor y será mejor lo que te espera. En tu jornada siempre será mejor lo que te espera. Pajarito y belige, que tú ya eres soñador, y vete volando sincero, que se va acabando tu calor. Vuela y nunca te detengas, que en el viento no hay fronteras. Vuela aunque ya nunca vengas, como si la vida pariera.